Welcome to our channel. We're your daily source for high-quality product insights. Today, we're diving into the world of Windows laptops, and we're on a mission to find the very best. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and follow us on social media to stay updated with our latest content. Now, let's dive right into the world of Windows laptops. Number 1. Dell XPS 17 9710. If price is no object, then here's our pick of the best Windows laptops on the market today. The Dell XPS 17 9710 is big and impressively slim, and it manages to cram a whole load of performance into its svelte frame. In fact, it's very likely to be seriously overpowered, even for most design tasks, especially when spec'd up to the max. But if you need something for complex 3D projects or effects-laden 4K video, it'll be more than up to the task. For example, during our tests, it took just under 3 minutes to export 100 high-resolution images with basic editing from RAW to JPEG in Lightroom in less than 17 seconds when keeping the same RAW format. We got similar results when rendering video, a 10-minute and 32-second 4K video in H.265, on Premiere Pro only took around 4 minutes and 30 seconds. As well as bringing top performance, it's really well built with plenty of connectivity, including 4 Thunderbolt 4 ports and even an SD card slot. It's a joy to use, with a comfortable and responsive keyboard and trackpad, and we love its looks too. Number 2. Asus ProArt Studio Book 16 OLED. When you're working with video you need plenty of CPU and GPU power, naturally, but you also need a quality display so that you can keep an eye on the fine details. And that's where the Asus ProArt Studio Book 16 OLED comes into its own. As you might have guessed from the name, it has a 16-inch OLED display that we found looks simply amazing, with 4K resolution and impressive color gamut coverage, 100% DCI-P3 and sRGB, and 97% Adobe RGB. It's no slouch, either, with high-end AMD chipsets instead of the usual Intel CPU and NVIDIA GPU. And there are some nice extra touches that we enjoyed when we reviewed it, including a versatile trackpad that can double up as a drawing tablet, and the Asus style for quickly swapping between tools and controls. In our tests, the ProArt Studio Book 16 OLED provided smooth performance across creative apps including Maya, Blender, and Photoshop. As for gaming, it handled Cyberpunk 2077 well capably too. Number 3. Microsoft Surface Laptop 4. Let's be clear, you'd be hard-pushed to find a laptop that you can't use for Zoom, because a built-in webcam and microphone is an absolutely standard laptop feature. However, if you're specifically after the best Windows laptop for Zoom, we'd suggest the Microsoft Surface Laptop 4. It's a fine and great-looking laptop with plenty of power, even in its most basic specification, but where it really stands out is in its video conferencing capabilities. There's a 720p f2.0 camera that'll capture you perfectly, even in low light, and you'll sound good too, thanks to a pair of far-field studio mics. Finishing up the package is a set of Omnisonic speakers with Dolby Atmos, so you should never miss out on what everyone else is saying on that call. See what else is on offer, as well as where the Surface Laptop 4 doesn't perform as well. Number 4. Razer Blade 17, 2022. Got money to burn? Need literally all the performance? Then let us introduce you to the Razer Blade 17. It's absolutely the best Windows laptop for gaming, and needless to say it's also an astonishingly powerful workstation for the most demanding creative jobs. In our tests of a 32GB model, it ran every program we threw at it smoothly, reliably and quickly. For instance, we experimented with running the laptop with as many Chrome tabs as possible, alongside streaming a show on Netflix, streaming music on Spotify and running Blender on another display, with no problems at all. In its top-end configuration you'll get a 14-core i9 CPU along with a blistering GeForce RTX 3080 with 16GB VRAM, although you'll pay a lot for the privilege. Thankfully the lower-spec models still bring a stack of power most people will struggle to fully use, along with a beautiful display and of course, because this is a gaming laptop, RGB backlit keys. Number 5. Asus ZenBook Duo 14. Programming's something you can do on just about any laptop. Of course it helps to have decent performance so that you can test your messy, unoptimized code without everything grinding to a halt, but that still leaves you with plenty of choice. However, if you want a laptop that'll make your coding life that little bit easier, we'd have to recommend the Asus ZenBook Duo 14. The reason? This one comes with not one but two screens. There's a 13.4-inch main display, but there's also a slim 12.6-inch touchscreen mounted behind the keyboard. You can use it for multitasking or as a drawing surface, but it's also the perfect size for your code editor, enabling you to work on your code while seeing the results on the main display, without the need for plugging in a secondary display.